All right, everybody. After yesterday's not so surprising withdrawal from the presidential race by Ted Cruz, pretty much concedes that the Republican nominee for president of the United States will be former reality TV star, I guess you can call him a star, hotel billionaire, Donald Trump. America, you reap what you sow. To be quite honest with you, there are a couple of things about this that strike me as remarkable. One, he funded his own campaign. Two, every political pundit on every network, Republican, Democrat, left, right, center, everyone said he'll never succeed. Never, not in a million years will this happen. And here we are. He's pretty much got an unfettered path to the White House now, almost, because Jar Jar Binks, John Kasich, I don't even know why he's still in the race to begin with, is the last thing standing between him and the general election. I wouldn't bank on that one to be very successful. If you are, you're a fool. So now, as it looks ever so likely, it will be the absolute criminal, thug, liar, Hillary Clinton, who will say anything she has to say to appease the audience that she's speaking to, even if it means saying the exact opposite of the thing she said to a previous audience the previous day. That's the kind of person she is, against the very foul-mouthed, very profane, very unpolished, very brash, very confident Donald Trump. So we're left with an establishment, career criminal, career politician against someone who has such, I don't think in my lifetime, many of yours either, we've seen somebody draw so much ire from both political sides, actually. Republicans and Democrats alike hate him. It's really quite fascinating, actually. Let's go back to when Obama got elected and he started the birther thing. I don't really personally care where Obama was born. My problem for the last 7 years has been where he lives now, because he's a terrible president. His lack of leadership we're not going to get into that. You've heard enough of my thoughts on Obama, and thank goodness we have less than a year left of that jackass. But really try to analyze where we're at now. Donald Trump barely advertised. Barely. The majority of the publicity he gets in the media is negative media attention, twisting his words, or supporters of Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders creating violent uprisings at his protests, his rallies. Mind you, these are paid people, so people being paid to protest him. He's already, before he even won the presidency, created more jobs than Barack Obama did in 7 years. But that's neither here nor there. Really use this as a litmus test for what society's become in America. I don't think people are as much enthralled with Donald Trump and his ideas, because there's not much originality behind his ideas, to be quite frank. I think people are just fed up with the machine. They're fed up with Washington. They're fed up with the same after the same after the same. People are sick and tired of being promised hope and change and given no hope and left with change. People are tired of being lied to about wars or whatever. People are just sick and tired. It's not that unreasonable to see that Donald Trump is really just playing on the emotions of people who are just tired of the bullshit. It's the same reason Bernie Sanders garnered so much support. Because people are tired of the same thing. You go back 20 years, a socialist would never get support in this country. Never. But we're not 20 years ago. It's the year 2016, and people are sick and tired. And they're willing to listen to anything at this point that speaks to them. Now, I'm going to address a couple things. I am not a Trump supporter. He wasn't my first choice. He wasn't my second choice. Lord knows he wasn't my third choice. He probably wouldn't have been my fourth or fifth choice either. But it looks like he's going to be our choice. So, here's my thinking process now. You either get behind, if you're sick of the system the way it is, you either get behind and don't want 8 more years of the same or worse with Hillary, or, still mathematically speaking, crazy Uncle Doofus, but you either get behind the often brash, cocky, unpolished Donald Trump, or you're voting for Hillary Clinton. That's really what it boils down to. If I'm left to choose between, because we know there'll be some third-party person out there to steal votes from both of them, with no chance of winning, and unless that third-party man is Rand Paul, and I just don't see him doing it, I just don't see it being anyone but those two. And really, right now, what does that tell me? I have to vote for Donald Trump. I have to vote for Donald Trump because I can't even digest the thought of Hillary Clinton, who should be in prison, mind you, right now, being the next president of the United States. And it has nothing to do with her being a woman, kinda. It has to do with her being above the law. She's a damn criminal. So, you make of that what you want. I'm gonna make of it what I want. I'm gonna get behind Trump. Against my better wishes. I would have preferred a conservative, a true conservative. But this is what we got. And just like every election, we have to decide which one of the candidates most closely fits our views. In this case, it's a no-brainer. My 7-year-old child would make a better president than Hillary Clinton. So, while Donald Trump scares me, I'm not going to lie. And I really have questions as to whether or not he'll even live to the general election without someone taking a shot at him. I think you liberals, millennials, and leftists may have to get used to the comment, President Trump. Because here's the thing I've also learned. The only people who hate Hillary Clinton more than the right-wingers are the Bernie Sanders supporters. To the point where they will write in Bernie Sanders before giving her a vote. And while I don't want to give any Bernie supporters the idea to vote for Hillary because they hate Trump too, I mean, realistically, any vote that's not for Hillary is a vote for Trump. Likewise, any vote that's not for Trump is a vote for Hillary. So we're left with those choices. And I really believe that the Bernie supporters hate Hillary even more than me, which I didn't think was possible, but they really do despise her. So maybe they're not all that stupid after all. Bernie Sanders supporters, although they might be a little un-American in their ways, maybe aren't that crazy because they can't stand Hillary Clinton either. They agree she's a criminal. So we have a common ground. Now, I don't think the Bernie Sanders supporters, the same people who are violently protesting the Trump supporter rallies, are going to turn around and vote for Donald Trump either, though. So they're either going to stay home on Election Day or they're going to write in Bernie Sanders, which is fine with me either way. Remember, this is what America has brought on itself by putting people like George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton. This is, you reap what you sow. This is what we're stuck with now. You could have had your weed, your guns, and your liberty, and kept your money if you'd have voted for Rand Paul. But people don't want to think. They want to be low information voters. They want to be entertained. They don't want to be given legitimate, actual, tangible ideas that could work. So now you reap what you sow. You didn't like Rand Paul. You don't like Ted Cruz, and I was kind of torn on him anyway. You didn't like Ben Carson. You didn't like any of these guys. So now guess what? This is what you're left with. A criminal and an asshole. So if I'm left to choose, I'm going to choose Donald Trump, the real New Yorker, because that's where I'm from, over the carpetbagger, the criminal, the thug, the disgusting witch of a human being, Hillary Clinton, the butcher of Benghazi. So, I'm going to leave you with this. You won't see me putting bumper stickers on. You won't see me with Trump 2016 t-shirts. But just know my mind is made up. Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee against Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump will get my vote. If by the unlikely miracle happens and Bernie Sanders somehow gets the Democratic nominee over Hillary Clinton, I still don't see that happening. But if by some miracle that does happen, my vote will still go to Donald Trump because I don't want a socialist in office. We are left with 3 candidates, basically, that have absolutely zero chance, in my opinion, of living through their first term. Someone will assassinate whoever wins. And I don't even consider Kasich a candidate anymore. He is just there to fill a spot. I don't know. I don't know why. I really don't. But realistically, with Cruz dropping out, absent somebody else coming in and pulling off a miracle like you've never seen before, Donald Trump is a Republican nomination. And I'm going to vote for that man. Not because I'm a Republican, but because both sides have basically sold us out. And Donald Trump's the closest thing we've got to a leader. I've been wrong before. Could be wrong again. I don't think I'm wrong about Hillary. So, that said, I'm going to go and give my vote in support to Donald Trump. Like I said in the beginning of this video, and I will say it again, America, this may piss you off. But guess what? You reap what you fucking sow. You did this to yourself. So now we sink or swim with the 2 sharks. That's what it is. That's the ball game. Either way, I think America is in huge trouble. So to all you low information, moronic, libtard millennials, even establishment Republicans and far extreme right-wingers who, pissed off the moderates, thank you. Thank you for fucking our country over. I guess the only thing left to say is I'm going to get my sidewalk chalk out this weekend, and I'm going to go write Trump 2016 on the sidewalk, to put some liberals in pain, because to them that's violence and pain. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And again, like I said, you reap what you sow. Trump 2016. I'm out.